Pennsylvania is a very old state. It's the second oldest next to Delaware, in fact. Being a state that has seen so much history and that helped build the rest of the country with its rich resources comes many hard-working Pennsylvanians. These hard workers required a place to take the edge off of their tough lives. In a way, these historic taverns kept these men and women going. All the taverns I'm about to show you are all historic and said to be haunted. A few of them were even proven haunted by the TV show Ghost Hunters. Either way, these historic buildings helped ease the pain of the men and women who built this country. Here is an exclusive look inside 8 of them. We begin in Gettysburg at the Dobbin House Tavern. The Dobbin House Tavern was established in 1776, making it the oldest standing structure in the town limits of Gettysburg. It was built to be a home for Reverend Alexander Dobbin and his family. The building may have been a first stop on the Underground Railroad north of the Mason-Dixon line, although this has not been substantiated. During and after the Battle of Gettysburg, the house served as a temporary field hospital. During the latter half of the 20th century, the Dobbin House was home to a large Civil War diorama and a gift center catering to battlefield tourists. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1973. Today, the house is a popular tavern and restaurant. Many employees of the Dobbin House Tavern have reported seeing ghosts ranging from little girls to Civil War soldiers to Reverend Dobbin himself. If you're truly interested, come see for yourself. They give out free tours. Our next stop is Mercersburg PA to check out the James Buchanan birthplace. Our first stop is the James Buchanan Pub and Restaurant. This building was originally built in 1797 by James Buchanan Sr. as a store. A 6-year-old James Buchanan Jr. moved into the home and spent much of his childhood along with the streets of the borough. Across the street at 14 North Main Street was the home of his niece, Harriet Lane. She was the one that served as hostess while Buchanan was president and donated the land and money to build the nearby memorial for him. The McKinstry House, also known as the Flannery Tavern, was built around 1810 by proprietor William McKinstry and in the National Historical Register as the McKinstry House. Oh yeah, and it has its fair share of hauntings as well. The Mansion House, In 1856, Buchanan gave a speech from the balcony of this hotel, which is often seen as the first speech of his presidential campaign. This building was also home to a few shots during the lead up to the Battle of Gettysburg, which resulted in the death of a Confederate soldier. The next stop is the Knickerbocker Tavern in Altoona. Knickerbocker Historic District is a national historic district located at Altoona, Blair County, Pennsylvania. The district includes 153 contributing row house buildings in a residential area of Altoona. The buildings are primarily built between 1903 and 1930 as affordable worker housing and reflect a number of popular architectural types including colonial revival and classical revival. Employees at the Knickerbocker Tavern have reported seeing ghostly apparitions of railroad workers and mine workers alike. Now on to Bullsburg, to the Bullsburg Tavern. Colonel James Johnson and his wife Hannah built the Bullsburg Tavern in 1819. Using limestone quarried nearby and cut on the premises, the beautiful stone structure became the centerpiece of the town diamond. The tavern has passed through many owners in the 200 years it has served the townspeople and travelers. The tavern was open from 1819 till 1934 when it was damaged by fire. It then went through a 3-year restoration period and reopened in 1937. Since it's reopened, it's been operating continuously. Harry Duffy purchased the tavern in 1946 and gave it its current name, Duffy's Tavern. He ran the business until he passed away in 1961. Although it has changed ownership many times since then, it is Harry who seems to be the focus of paranormal activity. Harry is still reportedly keeping an eye on things. He rearranges chairs, turns on the water, slams doors, and knocks glasses off the bar. One night, when the lights shut off, the waitress called out, "That's enough, Harry!" and the power came right back on. Now on to Windber PA. The Windber Hotel, or Windber Tavern, is fascinating and historic. 4 stories in brick building located in downtown Windber PA. It was built at the turn of the 20th century, 1897, around the time Windber was first founded. Over 20 deaths are said to have occurred in the hotel over the years, including murders, and many local residents and former occupants feel that the building is haunted. Aside from the hauntings in this place, the drinks are good and the food's even better. Notice the collection of doors that make up the ceiling. I thought that was pretty neat. This next tavern is in Bedford PA. The Bedford Tavern and Seafood Restaurant, or the Bedford Hotel, is nearly 200 years old. It was built in 1822 through 24 as a residence, and through the years it has served as a general store, a liquor store, and finally a restaurant. It also remained shuttered for a number of years. The current owner said he found 29 different kinds of wallpaper when he was remodeling. He also salvaged old handmade nails used in early construction. After closing one night, the owner and the bar manager were sitting at the end of the bar. They watched as the soda gun, some 15 feet away, raised up out of its holster and into the air, turned as though it was looking around, made a quick S move like a snake, and then threw itself onto the ground. The same bar gun danced again at least 3 other times, observed by various people. A TV in the game room, which hadn't worked for years, suddenly came on when nobody was in the room. Fluorescent lights in the same room often come on and off by themselves. One bottle of cherry vodka periodically will appear up on the bar instead of in the bar well where it's kept. Similarly, a bottle of white rum has appeared under the cash register about 8 feet away from where it's kept, and 10 feet away from where its backup bottle is kept. At a time when the restaurant was closed in the wee hours of the morning, a server bartender walked into the front dining room and saw a black hooded figure that disappeared a few moments after she saw it. The Tavern was featured on A&E's My Ghost Story, episode 43, and it's been noted in many books. Year after year, there are many more ghost sightings added to the list. The list is too long to mention them all. Moving on to Hollidaysburg PA. The historic U.S. Hotel has been part of Hollidaysburg since its initial conception in 1835. As a result of the completion of the Pennsylvania Railroad main line through Altoona in 1854, Hollidaysburg's status as a national transportation center was lost. Built by John Doherty, the building was initially used to accommodate westward travelers with lodging, food, and spirits. Strategically positioned along the western end of Pennsylvania Canal and the Allegheny Portage Railroad, Hollidaysburg was connected with the Great American West and a vital link in the development of industrializing Johnstown and Pittsburgh. The U.S. Hotel changed hands several times over the decades following World War II, falling into despair along the way. As a result, the neighboring brewery deteriorated to the point of being destroyed. The beginning of the 21st century saw the addition of Liberty Hall to the U.S. Hotel. Ghost hunters from all over have investigated the entire hotel, interviewing customers and the owners, and dug deep into the history while attempting to establish a reason why ghosts would inhabit the hotel. One report was of an answer came in the form of an unexpected panic attack, causing one investigator to run out of the upstairs room. They had witnessed an apparition of a pretty woman with long auburn hair lying on a bed in a room completely and utterly withering in pain and holding her head. Another report of a group witnessed the shadow of a male ghost carrying an axe. He is believed to be a man stabbed mortally in a bar fight. It is believed he roams the halls looking for vengeance. The upstairs is no longer taking overnight guests that are among the living. It seems there is an abundance of guests that are permanent residents, though. Some have seen a bride looking frantically for her lost lover. It is believed that she might be the same woman that is seen in pain on the bed. It is rumored that she committed suicide after being left at the aisle. Customers have reported seeing ghosts walk through the banquet hall in period dress. Plates and glasses fall in the kitchen area all the time. It is said that when parties are held, people can hear walking and laughing on the staircase, as if the non-visible residents are coming to join the festivities. And now we move back to Bedford for the Jean Benet Tavern, also known as Old Forks Inn and Benet's Tavern. It's a historic inn and restaurant located just outside of Bedford, Pennsylvania on U.S. Highway 30 at the junction with Pennsylvania Route 31. The building was erected by Robert Callender, a trader with the Native American tribes of Pennsylvania. Callender acquired the land in 1762. The land and the building were purchased by Jean Benet in 1779 and opened as an inn, which was used as a gathering place by protesting local farmers during the 1794 Whiskey Rebellion, suppressed months later by forces under President George Washington. Although the building has changed hands many times through the years, the Benet family of West Virginia are the direct descendants of Jean Benet and trace their family history back nearly 400 years. Employees and guests alike have reported paranormal and haunting experiences within the tavern. Claims have included the sound of talking, movement, and banging in the bar area as guests sleep. When the bar was closed up tight for the night, employees and guests and even the owners have reported the movement of their belongings indoors, seeing and hearing things throughout the night, as well as seeing men dressed in strange attire drinking at the tables in the bar. Infamous Room 3, available to rent for the night, has lovers of haunted places traveling from all over to sleep there. Numerous guests have claimed to witness the manifestation of a male spirit in the room. Some speculate it's the hanged highway robber, as well as witnessing the rocking chair in the room move on its own. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, all of these taverns are worth a visit, if not to seek out ghosts, maybe for just their historical significance. Not to mention their food and drinks are pretty great.